Hey there. Yesterday we had some tables dropped off in our spray tent, and one of them is going to be an indoor table, and one is going to be an outdoor table. This slightly smaller one is going to be indoors. We're going to do a epoxy flood coat, and we're very excited about that. We haven't done one quite this big, and it's redwood, so we have a lot to talk about. Redwood is a very interesting wood to do flood coats over. What I want to do is talk to you a little bit more about that. And then this one we're going to do a solvent urethane because it's outside. Now, the reason I mention that is because with solvent urethanes, they have UV inhibitors and they can sit outside and not yellow. If we did an epoxy on this outside table, like we are on the inside table, then within 6 months, maybe even less, of hard sunshine, the table would yellow. And it could even crack and lose its integrity a little bit. So something to keep in mind. So that's why we have two tables going on at the same time, so that we can talk about the differences in the approaches and how you do it, and also the importance of choosing the right finish. Okay? So these were just delivered. I haven't inspected them yet, and I wanted to take you around and show you what I'm looking for and where I think the trouble spots will be. So I'm going to grab the camera and I'm just going to walk you around so you can see me doing the inspection for the first time. Okay, so this is a old growth redwood tree that came down, and rather than, not using it, they went ahead and milled it into this very big chunk. So it comes with all sorts of things that old trees come with, okay? In this case, it's actually a big hole. Big holes here, splits, more holes, knots. You want to make sure they don't go all the way through, so you always want to check the other side and see if you see any light. More holes. Okay, lots of cracks. Let's take a look at the edge. Rough, very rough saw marks. They left it on there probably for artistic reasons. That's fine. Makes it more challenging to seal. The end looks good. Got some open cracks. More open cracks. Okay, so here we are with our solvent urethane. I've got gallons of it. Here it is. You can see the brand. I get it from Sculpt Nouveau Direct, but you can get it other places as well. It's an AB. I like the super gloss. With glitter, it's always smart to go for the glossiest because glitter's glossy, so you don't want to detract from that. Okay, so I happen to have this small can, and it's probably about the amount that I need to do my seal coat. So I'm going to go ahead and mix it right in the can. Normally I mix it in the multi-purpose buckets that you can get at the hardware store. But in this case, why waste a bucket when you're probably going to use that amount? The other thing that's handy is when it's after you've mixed it, you want it to sit for a little while in a darkened space where the bubbles can pop and so forth, but you don't want it to activate. So it's nice, and these cans are dark, so it's kind of a handy way to store it. So I'm going to clean off the top so none of this grunge get inside it when I mix. Crack it open, and this is respirator stuff. I'm outside, but I'm still going to wear a respirator, so I'm not going to be talking too much. You just can watch me do the mix if you'd like, and we'll check in when it's time to add glitter. Hey, so it's the morning of the flow coat or flood coat. You can kind of interchangeably use those words. Flow coating meaning basically you're putting more than the surface needs and it's going to allow it to travel and self-level and drop. Flood coating, same thing. You're exact same process. Okay, so I have gone ahead and taped any cracks that were underneath so that the urethane won't seep through. And now I'm going to use this brush to go and do the final clean off. I already did a pretty good clean off yesterday. I'm going to do the final clean off today. And then the last second before I do it, I'm going to go ahead and do the tack cloth. And then we're good to start working on our seal coat. I've already done the majority of the clean off, so this is really just getting off the dust from the night before. If you have a compressor to do the first clean off, it can be really handy to shoot air down into these holes to be able to get any loose particles out. If you don't have a compressor, the canned air can be used. The canned air for like computers can be used. But if you do use it, make sure you don't hold it too close. If you do, it will actually shoot water onto your wood, and water is not your friend when you're sealing it. So short bursts only. This is my stirred pot of AB. It's now time to add glitter and begin the process of applying it in a thorough and complete seal coat over this table. So this is the glitter I'm adding. I'm going to go ahead and add it till I get the look that I like. So I'm probably going to start off with about an ounce and see if that's enough. If not, I'll just add it. There's no magic answer. You have to just try it and do tests until you get the look that you like, and then do the math. There's nothing like it. I can't say this table will take this amount. It's a personal choice. Okay, the seal coat is on. This redwood is thirsty. It's very old, very dry. So I'm going to actually do a second one. But I want to show you what it looks like up close on the first one. It will look dramatically different in the end, but I just want to show you what it should sort of look like. Now, with your first coat, you have the ability to go in and lay down the glitter. With your second coat, you can also lay down glitter and then just seal over the top without glitter. So this second coat, I'll go in and I'll probably add glitter to the spots where I feel like didn't get enough. the flood coat has been done. Happy with it, but not thrilled. You know, even with the 2 seal coats, we still have bubbles. I'm hoping it's going to just kind of work out. If not, I will sand and do another flood coat. But we'll just, I'm going to take you down so you can see up close what I'm talking about. Okay, so we ended up having about, I would say 10 bubbles or something. They're kind of concentrated right in here. And, you know, it's just really old growth redwood and wood in general. Take it seriously when you do your seal coats. I did 2 seal coats, and obviously, by looking at the bubbles that are here, should have done 3. So anyway, I went ahead and sanded it down. Because it's a flood coat, it's still, you know, probably could have gotten away without sanding it, but I'd like to be extra careful. So I went ahead and did a light sand, and I'm going to be doing another coat over the top. And that should do the trick, and I'll show you how it comes out. Okay, the urethane table is done. It is beautiful. It is not as, you know, glossy as, let's say, epoxy, but for outdoor use, it's really the only way to roll. If you don't want it to yellow, and a lot of other products out there actually go on yellow. So I love the solvent urethane because it's clear as it can be, and a nice UV inhibitor in there. So there you go. And underneath, not as many drips. You know, even when you're doing flow coating, using the urethane, you just don't get as many. They're smaller. So pad sander is sufficient. But if you want to get the belt sander out, you can. But anyway, there you go. Do the sanding, and then I'll show you the final reveal.